Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to connect to the remote Git repository and set up all the authentication to get the code from remote repository and whatever the changes you make, how to push your changes to the remote repository using Git. So I did set up the project on assembler.com, and you can see my screen here. So when you are going to My Home, you will have an option of My Home because I am owner of many of the projects. I can see all of them. For you, you should see the last one. This what is that? Full stack. This one, the first one, full stack training. So click on that, and then automatically you will navigate to the basic home page. Now, once you are on the home page, click on Git. Click on Git, and then it will tell you, you will get the instructions. Under the Git, you will have a sub-menu, Instructions. When you click on Instructions, it will tell you how exactly you can set up your authentication with Assembler and start using Git repository on the remote. So, for you, the one step here, you can see Mac OS how to install. You can download this installer and install, or run this command on your terminal, I guess. Okay. So, yeah, once you install the Git, Rauli, did you install Git?
Yeah, actually my laptop is under repair, so I did install actually before. The last report when we have done.
I didn't get you.
Already I have installed it.
Okay. That's fine. So once you install, and you need to set up the global parameters, just like you can see here. When you log in, you will see your name and your email ID. So just copy paste those two commands and run on your terminal. If you are using Windows, run these on Git Bash. So automatically the global parameters will be set up. So to verify whether these are set up or not, properly set or not, use these commands to verify whether your username and email is properly set in Git repository. Okay? So once you do this, second step, third step is you need to generate SSH keys. So this is the command you need to run to generate SSH keys. Once you generate the SSH keys, it will show you what is the path file folder where the location of keys. So go to the pub keys, and for me, it always because I'm using Linux, so I can see whenever I do the command, I'll get into a .sh folder will be created. Underneath, I'll get something like this, ID RSA file and ID RSA.pub. This is a public file. So now, once these two files are created, you need to go on to copy that one of the files. You need to copy the content of this file. So for me, I'm doing something like this. ID _RSA.pub. So this is the content of inside that file. Whatever the content that is available inside the file, don't change even single letter. No spaces. Copy exactly whatever the content it is, and then go to the assembler. You will see here, Manage SSH Keys. Click on Manage SSH Keys, and here, type your key, whatever that you copied the file content, type here, and then add key. Once you do that, your key will be added, something like this. You can see my existing key here. Something like this will be added. So now, what is the purpose of? So now what it does is, whenever you generated keys and uploaded the keys here, that means assembler will know that you are an authenticated user from your laptop. So otherwise, what happens, and by doing this step, every time that you check out or check in, it won't ask you any username or password. So because your laptop is already authenticated with this project on assembler. So every subsequent fetching the code or pushing the code to the remote, it will be done automatic without you authenticate each time. That's the purpose of, arranging SSH keys. Now, once the keys is created and authentication is established between your laptop and assembler, and the fourth step is, you can copy exactly this one. Go to some folder. So now, I'm going into the folder, OPD. Now you see I don't have anything there as a full stack. So now I can copy this command, go and paste. Now I'm running this command. I'm not doing anything, whatever assembler is. So now what happens is, it will get all the repository from remote into your local machine. Now you can see I should have full stack training. So this is my source code repository folder, full stack training. So Git is very different from SVN. In SVN, you will check out a specific branch and make changes and push. In the Git world, whatever is available on the remote, entire repository, branches, sub-branches, not sub-branches. There is no concept of sub-branches. Branches, tags, anything that you have on the remote repository, everything will be copied onto your local machine. For example, tomorrow, assembler got screwed up and repository got screwed up. No problem. We can revert. We can revive the whole repository from your local machine, because the assembler copy and the copy that you have in your local machine, Abhi, and the copy that Ravali has and the copy that I have is all identical. Even if one person, even if remote got screwed up or every team member's source code got screwed up, no problem. We can get revive it back. That's the whole concept of Git. So that means there is no proper,
sorry guys, sorry for the delay.
Okay, no problem, Arun. So now that's how the whole Git works. So that's the reason it says Git clone. So I have cloned the repository. Now I got the full stack training. So now once I go into the full stack training folder, let me go to the full stack training folder. So now nothing is there. If you see only .git folder, this is meant for only Git specific files, indexes, and everything will be inside this file. No, inside this folder. Don't touch anything inside this folder. If you touch this folder, your whole repository on your local machine will get screwed up. So when you play anything around these files, it won't impact remote repository or my repository or Arun repository. Whoever screws these files, your local machine only gets screwed up. Not a problem. So you can still get everything from remote, even though it is screwed at your local machine. That's the advantage of using Git. So in the source code, in the Subversion or CVS, any other source code control system, so you don't administer anything. The only thing that you do is you check out the code, make changes, and check in the code. So you don't have the control on how to match, how to do, and all that, very versatile stuff. When it comes to Git, every developer is an administrator of the code repository. That's the key difference between Subversion and Git. Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. So now let's do, you guys wanted to do the authentication and setup and clone now, or you want to practice this after the session?
We can do it after the session.
Okay. So yeah, you have to get this done by before tomorrow's session. So otherwise, I cannot proceed further.
Sure.
So now, once the repository is set up and you know whatever I did, right? So you clone it. Now, once you get all these folders to your local machine, now if you see here, nothing is there. So now what I'm doing is when you check out, it's an empty repository. Nothing is there inside. So now I'm saying git branches, git branch minus AV. So nothing is there. No repository, no branches or anything is like that there. So now what I'm doing is I'm basically adding sample file. I'm just adding sample text file to the folder. So now if I see here, I have added a sample text file to the folder. So now once you add this minor change, and now I run the same git branch minus AV. What it does is it will list out all the branches on your local repository as well as all the branches on the remote repository. So still nothing is there. So now when you say git status, so it will let you know what status your git repository is. So now when I do that, you can see you are on the branch master. With an empty repository, by default, a master branch will be created. And, you can see only one file. I just added one file. So now, whenever you add a new file, Git does not know anything about it because whole Git repository works based on Git index. So now, if you see here, this is an untracked file. That means Git does not know anything about this file because Git is not tracking this file. So now, you need to read through. Git is very good in terms of giving the proper messages. So here, you can see here, Git add to include what will be committed. So without adding this file, you cannot commit this change. So now that's what I'm doing here. Git add file name sample.txt. Now I am running the git status again. Now you can see. Earlier it's an untracked file. Now changes to be committed. So you already have you can see that, right? It's a Git knows about a new file which is sample.txt. So now to commit this change, you added a new file. Now you need to commit this change to the repository. To do that, git commit minus A. A means all files. But in our situation right now, we have only one file. So the meaning of A is all the changes. If you might have modified 2 files and you might have added 2 new files, any change that you made, you are asking Git to commit everything. M. M means what is the commit message you want to give with this commit. Now I'm saying initial commit. It's committed. So now if you see here, it will let you know what changes you have committed with this message. Now 1 file changed, 0 insertions, 0 deletions. Means because it's an empty file, I did not add any lines inside it. That's why it says 0 insertions, 0 deletions. But 1 file is added to the commit. So now you need to install Git. GitK is an additional tool that you need to install, depending on operating system. Research, search on the Google, what is GitK, how to install GitK. It is very straightforward. Once you install GitK, you need to use this command, gitk -all space ampersand. So now, when you do this, when you run this command, it will open a user interface. So you need to run gitk all command only inside the project folder. You cannot run gitk all outside the project folder, because any git commands will be executed only when this file, you need to go until the path where .git is available. And then you can run any git commands. If you are going to the parent folder, that is OPT, and run the git commands, it won't work. So you need to be minimum at least .git or any subfolders under this. It will work. So now I run the gitk all. Now a new window came here. Now if you see here, I am on master, but only one branch is available with the repository, and I did an initial commit. And because I set up the global properties, that's why you will see my name, my email ID, and what time I committed this change. Because just now I committed, you will see 9:25:26. Okay? So now, when you select the commit, you will see what changes you made. So you can clearly see author and committer and on the branch, whatever, initial commit, and what is the content. I just added only one text file. Nothing, inside the text file, nothing is there. That's why no content is listed here. So now, initial commit is done. Now I want to push my changes to the remote repository. So now let's go back to the Git first and assembler.com. And now if you click on Git and source, nothing is there because it's an empty repository. Though I click on source, it is going to the instructions because the assembler figures out nothing is there. Now what I'm trying to do is I am pushing my local branch. So now if you see here, master, it is my local branch. Git push -v. -v is only verbose. Verbose in the sense it will display the text, informative messages. Origin. Because you clone this repository from assembler. For your local machine, origin will be assembler, because you clone your repository from assembler, whatever the source that you clone, that will become origin. Origin. What I wanted to push? My local master branch. Now you can see. So the branch is pushed to the remote, and that's why you see all these lines, new branch, and it's updated. Now let's refresh the Git. Go to the gitk tool and reload this window. Now you will see master and remote/origin/master. Whenever you see remote/origin, that means that branch is at a remote, not at your local machine. Now by looking at this, what we can say is your local master branch and remote master branch having the same code. There is no difference in your code base at master branch in your local and remote. Now I am making changes to the sample file. So I am opening the sample file. So I'm doing it. So now this file is saved, I added some content. So now if you see here, so now I added a content on the file. Now when you do the Git status is to know the status about what is your local repository. Now you see here, you are on the branch master and you modified this file, sample.txt. Now if you want to know what changes happened on this file, you can simply say git diff. That means it will tell you the differences. What is actually committed, what is not committed. So that means the difference of what it shows, you modified this file, but previously you already committed some change with this. It will tell you the difference between already committed code on this branch and new modifications on that branch. Now if you see here, we have modified only sample.txt file and we have added this new line into the file. That's the change we made. So now you don't need to do git add because it's already, this file is already tracked by the index. Only for new files which are not tracked by git index, you need to add that file manually. So now I'm doing the same thing, git commit -am. So I'm giving some other commit message name. -a means all, M is with message, and the message should be in single quotes, and I'm saying git start. So now if you see one file changed, one insertion, that means one line is added inside that file. Now if you see the git status, it's clean. No changes to be committed. You made the change, you already committed to the local repository. So now let's go and see git how it is. So now you see a difference. Your remote master is having one set of copy, but your local master is having a different set of content. So that means your local master, so you need to read through all these, hierarchy, these small dots, right? So the top dot is the most recent commit. Any dot underneath is the previous one. If you commit 3 and slowly this commit messages will go up and up. So now here, when you look at the master branch, in your local master branch, you will see the remote master branch changes plus the change that you just made. Now, if you want to make another change on this file, you can still do that. So now I'm saying gedit sample.txt and I'm doing something. Awesome. Now I made another change. So let's do git status again. Now again, the same file is modified. And to find the differences, do git diff. So now in the git diff, you will see one blank line I have added, and then awesome, 2 lines I have added. To commit the changes, similarly, git commit -am, A is all, M is message, and I'm giving some other commit message, second commit. So now, do the git status again. No changes because your local branches are clean. Now let's go and see here. So now you will see, you're seeing that, right? Most recent commits are popping up. So now your local repository master branch is 2 commits ahead of remote master branch. So now to push your changes to the remote master, you can do this simple. However we did previously, git push -b origin. Origin is remote branch, and you need to give the branch name master. So now whatever the two changes that we made, now if you see here, both branches are at same level. That means remote master branch is also having exact similar code that what my local machine is having. Now let's go in assembler to see what happens now. Now you see here. Now source is created. I have only one branch, master, and I have only one file sample text. Now you can see my content here. So if you wanted to see commits, click on commits. And now you will see whoever is committed. I committed 3 changes, 3 commit messages. So it will list out, let's say tomorrow if you commit something on the same repository, your name and messages will come. So something like that. Any questions so far?
One question.
Sure.
So when you are using the gedit and getting the text file, you're making the changes in the text file. So after that, how does, the changes go back to the Git?
Oh, I made the file, to change the content, I'm using gedit. You can edit through any editor, Eclipse or anything. All that I did is making changes to the file content. Because I'm using Linux, so that's why I use the gedit editor. So you can use Eclipse and you can make changes and you can push.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay. So now, so far you learned about how you can start with a Git repository and how you can push your changes to the remote. Now, let's say my situation is, I want to stop this branch, create a separate branch, and somebody is joined. Why, Arun, you joined 2 times?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's fine.
It's a bit messy in my laptop, so sorry.
Okay, no problem. So now, I want to stop my development at master, and I want to create a separate branch. Let's say the master branch has an, implementation, just a feature one, meaning page 1, home page implementation is available at master branch. Now I want to build a new page for user profile, but I don't want to push my changes onto this branch. I want to create a separate branch and do all user profile changes and test my branch separately. So to do that, you have to create a new branch. So creating a new branch is straightforward. Git, first of all, you need to check which branch you are on. For us, we have only one branch. So when you say git branch minus AV, that means A is for all, V is for verbose. So now you see here, git branch master and remote master. So in our repository, so far, we have only 2 branches listed. One is local master and one is remote master. Because you are on the master branch, that's why you see the star and marked in green color. So now I'm trying to create a separate branch from the local master branch. So because now I'm on the same branch, master branch, I can create a separate branch from the master. To do that, git branch and give whatever the branch name. I'm giving develop. So now do the same list commands. Branch listing. Now you will see 2 branches created, master and develop. Even if you go to the git K, you will see that. So now if you see local develop, local master and remote master having the same code. Now, still you are on the master branch. To go onto the develop branch, you need to do git checkout develop. Now you will be on the develop branch. Now you can see the change. After checkout, I moved on to the develop branch. So here I am on master branch. So now, let's say I'm editing the same sample file on develop. I'm on develop now. I just added one more line on develop. Some temporary file gets created. Don't worry about this step. You're not supposed to do this step because I'm using Linux editor. It is create some temp file. So now, again, same thing. Git status. You will see. Now you can see here. You are on branch develop, and you modified sample.txt file. So now if I do the git diff, and now I can see what change I made. So I added one more blank line and on develop. Now I am committing this change just like the previous git commit -am develop branch. I'm giving some message. So now once it is committed, if I do the git status, now still I'm on the branch develop and no changes to be committed. That's why my working directory is clean. So now let's go and check in Git cache. So now if you see here, my develop is moved one step ahead. Master and remote master is one step behind. So now if I do the, let's see what is the content now. Gedit, I'm seeing on develop. So all three lines you are seeing here. Now, because I'm on the branch develop, now I'm checking out master. You can switch between the branches at any time. So now I'm in the master. Now I'm trying to open the same file content. Now you see there is no develop available. So that all stuff will be taken care by Git. So now once the branch is created, you can push the develop branch also to remote. You can push any number of branches. There is no limit. Now you can see remote develop and local develop is one step ahead from local master and remote master. Any questions so far?
No question.
So I'll stop here. Try to practice and try to install Git, establish the authentication and practice whatever the commands I told you, and try to read more material than whatever the commands that I told you.